Now, let's look at some examples. I got like 3 sets of examples here. So, without even looking and without having these memorized, this is how you're going to break this up to see if you can pull out an answer before you've even read the question, because you don't have a question here. Right off, what I'm seeing is, now I know 250.00 is the main code for diabetes, and again, you don't have to memorize codes, but you probably will have diabetes memorized by the time you get through with a course or anything, because again, it's like the default code in the most easily teachable one with multiple guidelines. So that's telling me right now, okay, that's probably diabetes, and this is, I don't know what that is, okay, if you didn't know. Now, oh, look, 250, well, if this is diabetes, this has got to be a type of diabetes, right? And then here we've got a type of diabetes, and this, I'm assuming, is what goes with the diabetes. And then this is the same thing as this one, only they're switched. Okay, so if I was going to think about this, I'm going to probably go ahead and throw this one out, because this is on 3 of them, and I know that 60 is a manifestation of diabetes, and I'm going to have another code, so I can knock B off. I'm not going to use B. Now, if I don't know what 357.2 is, then I'm probably going to not know that it's a manifestation of this, but I know this one is a manifestation, has to have a manifestation. So I'm going to, if I have to look up a code, I'm going to look up this code first, because it's on 3, and these 2 are probably the most plausible, but I have to know what this is. If it's a manifestation, if it's not a manifestation of diabetes, then this is going to be the best code. What if this is hypertension or something? So I'm going to go look up this code, and then I'm going to see this. Polyneuropathy and diabetes first. I've got to code the type of diabetes. So that tells me this answer is out. I know this answer is out, because I need 2 codes, most likely. And that means that I have a choice between this one and this one. So I'm going to go look at the question at that point, and I'm going to say to myself, what does this person have? Diabetes, a type of diabetes? Probably, yep, they have neuropathy. That means that this isn't the proper choice. I've knocked out this choice, and I've knocked out this choice. It's got to be this one. So boom, I was able to break it down real quick. Now, mind you, this is if you know, we've already gone over this stuff here. So let's break it. Let's throw in more numbers, because one of the things that the APC likes to do is have multiple codes at once. It's not that they want to confuse you. They just want to know, can you code to the highest specificity? So there's the basics. That's how we kind of broke it down. Just giving it the old hairy eyeball. Now let's look here. The very first choice I get, and again, we don't know what we're coding yet, but I do know diabetes has to be coded to the 5th digit. That is a guideline. That is a guideline you need to know. So I can, A is out automatically, because they didn't leave a fit. There's no, oh no, what did I do? There's no subclassification. So I don't even have to look at A again. That's out. Now, this is telling me real quick, okay, my other 3 choices are diabetic codes, and 2 of them I know because I found out that 0.60 is a neuropathy manifestation code. I do know that now. And so this person does not have neuropathy, because that doesn't have the 6 in it. It's not a manifestation. And so now I need to know, is my person a type 1 or type 2 diabetic? Let's go look at the question real quick. You scan it with your finger, and it says, whether it's type 1 or type 2. Good, got it, okay? No, look at these. Every one of them have 357.2. So I'm not even going to look at that. Every one of them has it. I don't have to worry about it. But what's the difference in the others? Oh, every one of them has 585.9. Okay, so I probably wouldn't look at that yet. But I'm looking here. Okay, these 2 codes are okay, that's going to make a determining factor. But I get to knock this one out, right? I know that's not an option. So I've got 403.90 used twice, and I've got 401.9. There may be something about that. Let's go look that up. So I'm going to pick one. Since this was used twice, I'm going to use that. It just happens to be hypertension with CKD. And there's a guideline that specifically states that if your patient has CKD, or chronic kidney disease, you don't use 401.9, you use 403.90. It's a specific hypertension code that's in your hypertension table that has guidelines that say, it doesn't even have to say that the person has chronic kidney disease with hypertension. There's a guideline that states if they have hypertension and they have chronic kidney disease, then you use this code, 403.90. So A is out and B is out, because if we've got this, which happens to be CKD unspecified, just regular CKD, we have to use 403.90. And we already know that with this, we can't use this number because we have neuropathy. Now we just need to see, one, is it a type 1 or type 2 diabetic? If it's a type 1 diabetic, then that's probably the most likely. But you can, because this is a diabetic code with neuropathy. If the person had neuropathy that wasn't diabetic neuropathy, that code right there would be 356.9, not 357.2. So chances are this is the wrong answer as well. So without really paying too much attention, that's got to be the right answer, because I know that's an error to use that code with that code. It's an error to use that code with that code, and that's an error right there. So the answer is D. It has to be D if you're using proper guidelines. Okay, let's take it one step further. Now, let's throw some more codes in there. Now, based on what you already know, okay, let's start here with this one. Take another drink. Okay, now we know 585 is a chronic kidney disease. Now, 9s are usually meaning it's unspecified. So I'm just, 585.3 means chronic kidney disease stage 3. Look, that is hypertension. We know that because we had to look it up right here. So we know that's a hypertension code. 496, oh, that's one of those 3-digit codes. Now, we just talked about that. And if you remember, it's COPD. Okay, so now we know what that code is. And let's see, 438.11. Oh, we looked that up just a minute ago. Oh, late effect of CVA. The person has aphasia, and they'd had a stroke in their life. Okay, good. We know that now. And 733.00. We don't know what that is. So let's break down what we know about the codes. Now, because of what we answered here, we already know that if a person has chronic kidney disease, that tells us that the hypertension code is going to change. It doesn't have to say it's connected. So because of that, we know this code and this code have to be used. So there's no other hypertension code. This just happens to be benign hypertension if you look that up. So A and B is automatically knocked out because we have eliminated A and B, because if you have chronic kidney disease, you cannot use those two hypertension codes. It's a guideline. So we have a choice between these two right here. Then what I would do is I wouldn't necessarily break it down anymore. I wouldn't even look up this code. It just happens to be for osteoporosis, but it's on every single one of them, and it's at the end, so it's not pertinent. So what I want to know now is we have hypertension with a patient, and we have COPD. So next, I'll look at the case and see, what did my patient come in for? Because it's the first listed diagnosis. Did they come in because they're coming in to be seen for their hypertension, or are they coming in to be seen for their COPD? And that's going to tell me which question is going to be the right one to go with. Okay? There you go. Many examples. I love doing that. I could do those all day.
Get more CPC exam tips, coding certification training, and CEU credits. Go to www.codingcertification.org.